Alright. Hello, hello. Is anyone in? Alright, is anyone in? Don't worry if you hear like background audio and stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background, so if you hear like people talking or something, there's stuff going on in the background, so we're not gonna worry about that. New severe thunderstorm warning. Was this new? I can't remember. I could have sworn they got rid of it for a bit there. I don't know. Severe thunderstorm warning issued for people in Silver Lake, Rodsville, and Grove heading up towards Hoyt for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 3/4 inch hail. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. If anyone's in chat, just type, let me know. Why can I not use that radar? Alright. This cell was severe warned earlier, but it kind of fizzled out. It looks a little better again. Alright. 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 Sorry, I was just looking at something. Alright. Oh, sorry, I was gonna do something. Alright. 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 For anyone in chat, let me know how the stream overlay is. Alright. Are you in my chat? Um, Oddball. Just checking. Don't really want to go over my overlay and stuff if there's no one to talk to. Um, but other than that, alright, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, well, real quick, I'll go over the overlay since you're here. So I made the severe thunderstorm warning when I put watches and warnings in the bottom here, or put a watches thing in the bottom here. Obviously there's no watches right now, so there's nothing showing, but I put that in the bottom. Um, oh, real quick, hold on. Tornado warning. I made one for tornado warnings too. So, what do you think? As you can take a shower then. All right. Well, let's kick it off. Looking at our severe thunderstorm warnings here. Areas in Grove, Silver Lake, and Hoyt are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. Um, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is heading into Lancaster, Shannon, and then heading into the more populated city of Atchison with quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And this whole line in general was last updated of producing 50 to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail for the entirety of this line. Up here, we have a severe thunderstorm warning heading into Washington. Westchester is currently hitting Harper and heading into Keota, causing quarter-sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And areas heading into Williamsburg, Anna, Oxford, Amana, are getting quarter-sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. All right. All right. Let's check here. Looking for any signs of rotation within any of these storms. There were some storms updating and rotating in more of the upper levels. All right. Yeah, I'm just checking the upper levels here. All right. So like I said, severe thunderstorm warning for all right, new severe thunderstorm warning. We have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning right now. Heading into Hoyt, Valley Falls, Rock Creek, Meriden. This is causing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Take cover now. Right. We have a special weather statement for New York, New York, Missouri, heading into Breckenridge, Mooresville, Lock Springs, causing wind gusts of 40 miles per hour, penny-sized hail. We have a severe thunderstorm heading into Williamsburg and Homestead, causing quarter-sized hail. And we have a severe thunderstorm heading into Westchester, Keota, Wellman, Washington, causing quarter-sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour gusts. We do have some storms. We do have a line of storms developing down to the south, just north of Wichita here. And these may get warned soon here for damaging winds. Um, see here. Yeah, so we have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, producing 70-mile-per-hour gusts of wind. All right. All right. New radar update. All right. Um, New radar update. I think probably a new special weather statement will be issued for the southern storms down here, or maybe even a severe thunderstorm warning. For the southern storms down here, we have a considerable damage threat on the severe thunderstorm warning, causing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts as it heads into the Rock Creek and Valley Falls area. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts can cause considerable damage. Make sure you are away from windows and preferably try and get to a lower floor or an interior room, as this can cause considerable damage. Damage to mobile homes and structures is possible, and mobile homes likely. Um, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in Lancaster and Farmington, heading into Shannon and Atchison, causing quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So make sure you get away from windows and get under a. I don't know why it says that. All right. We have a special weather statement for this storm here, causing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. If you don't mind, I gotta fix something real quick. Just have to fix this wording here. I don't know why it got messed up. It says the complete wrong thing. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. I just had to fix that real quick. Alright. Alright. Yeah, definitely some strong velocities moving into these areas here. What I'm kind of on the lookout for right now is any possible signs of rotation within any of these storms. Some of these storms did do some rotating earlier. Let's see here. Alright. Yeah, these storms did do some rotating earlier, but they kinda fizzled out. They had some upper level rotation earlier. But let's go over these warnings real quick. We have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning moving into the Rock Creek and Valley Falls area, causing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I suggest you move indoors, get away from windows, and preferably move into an interior room or basement. And if you are in a mobile home, you can read here. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roof, and outbuildings. So you should try and move to an interior room of a house or sturdy building and get away from windows. They did release a new special weather statement for the Topeka area for wind gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour and half-inch hail. So I would treat this as a severe thunderstorm warning for those in Topeka and any area surrounding it. We now have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail heading into the Atchison area and Shannon area is currently underneath that right now. As I said, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You would want to move into an interior room or basement away from windows. Yeah, that's what I was just saying now. I know Lancaster did because we have a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, and areas down here in Rock Creek are about to experience likely the same wind gusts. So we're seeing pretty considerable um winds here. So if you would like to, anyone in my chat, you can share out the stream. It's important to get people in here that need it. This severe thunderstorm warning moving to the east here. That will move into Westchester, Wellman, and Washington. Is currently producing quarter-sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour winds. And new severe thunderstorm warning will likely be issued for Oxford and Tiffin and North Liberty for likely quarter-sized hail. As I said, we have a considerable tag on both of these severe thunderstorm warnings for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So I suggest people all right. All right. All right, yep. As I expected, a new severe thunderstorm warning was issued for North Liberty, Iowa City, Oxford, Frytown, those areas and those surrounding it for 60 or for under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but have 1-inch hail. So, vehicle damage and roof and siding damage is possible with that hail, and just be careful for pockets of stronger wind gusts tonight. For those in Iowa City. Those in Westchester and Washington, you have quarter-sized hail coming in and locally stronger wind gusts of around 50 miles per hour. Vehicle damage, vegetation, siding, and roof damage is possible with that hail, and be careful for locally stronger wind gusts. Um, that considerable severe storm is now moving into Atchison. Atchison, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Producing 70 mile per hour winds. So anyone within these two warnings here for 70 mile per hour wind gusts, um, get inside of a well-built, sturdy structure, away from windows, and preferably in an interior room or basement, as that hail mixed with that wind could cause trees to come down, or your windows could be shattered due to that uh, hail and wind combo. So beware of that. And if you're in some type of shed, or if you're in a camper, I suggest you try and find a more sturdy structure to take shelter in. And you do not want to be driving out on the road on that. Alright, so you see how these storms have evolved pretty quickly here and turned to more of a damaging wind threat. Those areas in Topeka are looking at winds of 50 to 55 mile per hour winds and half-inch hail. So beware of possibly locally stronger gusts of up to severe thunderstorm limits. So I would say treat that as a severe thunderstorm warning, as so treat that as a severe thunderstorm warning, as there could be pockets of gusts up to 60 miles per hour, which would be at a severe thunderstorm warning level. These storms down in Wichita right now are just heavy rain, and thunder and lightning. They could possibly evolve into with some stronger winds as the night goes on. Areas in Breckenridge, 1-inch hail and 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Yeah, so we do have confirmation from Lancaster that this severe thunderstorm warning is true. There is 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So beware, as I said, move into an interior room or basement and away from windows. And try and be in a more well-built structure, not a outhouse or in a camper, for your safety. And then areas in Breckenridge here have a special weather statement for 40 mile per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail with the storm moving in. So beware of that. On these areas, Westchester is now being impacted. Uh, Kalona and Washington have quarter-sized hail coming at them, and that goes the same for Iowa City, North Liberty, and areas surrounding them. Alright. As I said, beware for these. Alright. They have expanded this considerable severe thunderstorm warning and issued a new one for a large area, including Atchison, Ladin, St. Joseph, which is a more populated area, Savannah, for considerable damage with 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. 70 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail combined can cause considerable damage to trees, roofs, windows, cars, and anything else. So make sure you are indoors, away from windows, and preferably in an interior room or basement. If you're in a mobile home, I suggest trying to find a sturdy structure to take shelter in. This area down here still has 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Has just moved through Rock Creek. Areas in Valley Falls, it's coming for you right now. They might issue a severe thunderstorm warning on this down here, as I believe It's looking better. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think they should release a severe thunderstorm warning on this one. It's funny, I was just mentioning that. Oh, just based on the radar presentation, it looks a little. Yeah, I would definitely suggest they release a severe thunderstorm warning on that one. There it is, just in time. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. Beware for those people in Topeka, as this is a more densely populated area. So beware those in Kansas City tonight and Platte City, any areas in front. Just watch out for this line as it comes through. Luckily, as we go into the later evening, these storms should begin to fizzle out. But right now, we do have to deal with the real threat of some big damaging winds. These two warnings up here, anyone within these warnings are going to experience quarter-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and I think there could be locally stronger pockets of those. New special weather statement issued up here for Marshalltown for 1/2 inch hail. So damage to vegetation is possible. That includes outdoor plants and trees. Did it? I didn't even really look at HRRR honestly. Which line, the southern or the northern? I don't remember what I looked at for this one. Um, I think they probably could have issued a slight risk on this one, but I understand because the uncertainty in the storm coverage and if they were actually going to get going or not kind of kept them away from it. Um, let's check velocity because I haven't done much of that. Oh, you can see the pockets of stronger wind gusts here. I'm kind of looking out for any signs of possible rotation. You really got to watch that in these storms. The problem is reflectivity is a little messy right now. There's kind of a lot to look at on velocity right now. Yeah, I see that. They might actually want to up that warning, honestly. Um, yeah, so areas in Topeka, you have a severe thunderstorm warning with 3/4 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts incoming. Um, these two warnings up here, um, this one is a considerable threat, so people in Rock Creek are getting hit right now. Um, Ozaki, yeah, I'm trying to pronounce these town names. Oskaloosa, Boyle have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So move to an interior room, preferably away from windows, especially in a more sturdy structure. Areas in Joseph, especially down here near Rushville and um, DeKalb. I'll be on the lookout for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 1/4 inch hail, and that can cause considerable damage. Move into a sturdy structure away from windows, preferably in an interior room. Let's quickly check up on these up here before moving back. We did have a second special weather statement issued for this line up here for 1/2 inch hail. That goes the same for this one, so those in. Hold on. Alright. I just kind of saw a little. So those in Marshalltown, you have a 1/2 inch hail on the way, so beware of that. These areas up here in Iowa City and Washington have 1/4 sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and I think there might be a locally stronger wind gusts. There's a lot of warnings going on over here. Um, let's see here. They did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning for the for this area here for Valley Falls and Rock Creek. Um, and they downgraded it from a considerable warning down to a normal one, but it's still producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so I still suggest you move away from your windows and preferably to an interior room. Up here though, um, people in DeKalb are about to be hit pretty hard with this storm. Why is that? Like the setup or your schedule? Well, I know you said your schedule is kind of messy today, so I didn't actually think I was streaming today, but these storms evolved a little better than I thought. Areas in Joseph and especially St. Joseph and DeKalb, be on the lookout for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 1-inch hail that can cause considerable damage. So make sure you are not outdoors at the time. Try not to be on the roads. Um, let's check how's that storm doing. Yeah, they're gonna allow that to expire. You can see all the different pockets of strong winds, like here, 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 and here. I'm looking out for kind of pockets that look like that, where the green and the red come together in a more tight rotation. Gonna check on these. All right, let's go over everything again. All right. So areas in St. Joseph, DeKalb, be on the lookout for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts as they move into your area. They can cause considerable damage. So make sure you are on the lookout for that. Yeah. So areas in St. Joseph, DeKalb, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is considerable. That can cause considerable damage. Move to an interior room, preferably, especially away from windows, as these storms can cause serious damage. Down here in Topeka, you're getting impacted right now with these 60-mile-per-hour winds and 3/4 inch hail. Yeah, so you're definitely in the midst of that right now. Seen a few possible areas of rotation a couple times here and there. Um, let's check out what this airport radar says. I don't use these too often. All right. New severe thunderstorm warning issued for areas up here for 1 1/4 inch hail, so half-dollar sized, and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts with, I would say, locally stronger wind gusts. Um, Areas up here near Iowa City are still experiencing quarter-sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. For this special weather statement up here, there is half-inch hail, so possible uh, damage to vegetation, and that goes the same for here. Half-inch hail, so possible damage to vegetation. Kind of waiting to see what they say on this new warning up here. Let's check. So there were storms down here. They're not doing too much right now. Um, all these storms out here are their outflow. You can see the line extending in front of them. So they're outflow dominant, meaning these won't have a tornado threat and will likely be weakening. These storms up here do not have that yet, so um, these storms do have a very small tornado threat, so we will be on the lookout for possible rotation within these storms. I think it's very unlikely, but it is still possible. So areas in Wathena, DeKalb, Rushville, and St. Joseph are now experiencing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. This will cause considerable damage. Make sure you move indoors, away from windows, and preferably in an interior room. As these storms move into your area, do not try and go driving out in them. Areas up here heading into Cotter, Columbus City, Lone Tree have half-dollar-sized hail, 1 1/4 inches, and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but I would be on the lookout for locally stronger winds. Same thing for up here, except it's only quarter-sized hail moving through Iowa City, North Liberty right now. Again, be on the lookout for locally stronger winds. All right. Um, these little pockets of like what you see here are gonna be your stronger pockets of winds that you'll see. Something like that. It's hard to tell if that's just a problem with the radar or not. Um, Up here, we're gonna want to be on the lookout for those. So we still want to watch for the small possibility for tornadoes this evening. It is very unlikely, but it is still possible. You don't mind, I just gotta look at something real quick. But yeah, so we're kind of looking for the possibility of an embedded supercell within these lines of linear storms. Um, as I said, tornadoes are a possibility today, but very unlikely. But you can see these storms are more bowing out now, which means they're definitely turning into a stronger wind threat. Some guy in MP reported house is completely blown away. Alright, well, as he just said, apparently we're having a 200-mile-per-hour wind gust now. Just joking. But, um, yeah, that guy's looking at some weird things here, I guess. Um, Maybe if he's talking about like a little playhouse in the backyard or something, that might have gotten blown away in these 70-mile-per-hour winds. Um, but yeah, so the storm is just exiting Topeka, heading into Grantsville, Thompsonville, Newman, causing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. Oh, where did he send that report from? We have a severe thunderstorm warning, heading into Winchester and causing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. Storm still continues to bow out as it's moving through DeKalb. People in Agency and New Market, I would start getting ready and moving indoors for these storms. Areas in St. Joseph are getting hit now. Um, Areas in Iowa City, Ainsworth, are experiencing a quarter-sized hail and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The storm is just now exiting Washington. Areas within these two special weather statements are experiencing half-inch hail, so minor damage to vegetation is possible. Yeah, oddball. Where they send that report out of? Yeah, it's definitely not real, but um, I'm just looking out for any signs of possible rotation with these storms. But with them blowing out now, um, threat is decreasing a little bit. Again, the threat for tornadoes was never really that high today, but there's still a possibility with these storms. If there's an embedded supercell within this line, what we kind of want to look for is little like bulges in the line. Right now, like this is a clear line, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Yeah, so and based on what I was seeing, I'm surprised they didn't actually All right. Do you know where they sent that warning or that report from? I just want to know 'cause it's kind of funny. Um yeah, so the severe thunderstorm warning over Topeka, these winds just moved through. Oops. These winds just moved through, and I mean those things are pretty strong. Again, that is an upper level, but still. I'm tired. Somewhere north of Topeka. Yeah, they're a little confused. It's alright. Like I said, maybe they're looking at a playhouse or something. Um, very big severe thunderstorm warning just issued. It's definitely one of the bigger ones. For areas here that I'm highlighting, this is a new warning here. Anyone within this blue outline I just did, has the possibility for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So Plattsburgh, Ridgely, Edgerton, Clarksdale, Maysville, Union Star, Weatherby. Be on the lookout for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Um, and possibly larger or locally stronger winds, just because this warning here was 70-mile-per-hour winds, so be on the lookout for that. New warning issued. Yep, just like I expected. I think they should have already had this as a considerable as it moved through Topeka, as that wind signature looked pretty strong. But we now have a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning for areas in Perry, Williamstown, the Compton, McLuth, Oskaloosa. So be on the lookout for that. I think they just issued. Can't tell. I can't tell if this is two separate warnings or if it's not. Whatever. But anyone within this area here, be careful as considerable severe thunderstorm warning with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts is on its way to you. It has the possibility to cause considerable damage. Make sure you try and move to an interior room away from windows, as you do not want those shattering on you or hail flying through your windows. Severe thunderstorm warning for this huge area here, causing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Be on the lookout for that. Move indoors away from windows. Because I haven't checked on them up here in a while, we can go ahead and look up here. Areas in Cotter, Conesville, Nicholas, Lone Tree, and Columbus City. You have half-dollar sized hail within the severe thunderstorm warning, or within the severe thunderstorm on its way to you, causing under 50-mile-per-hour winds, but I would be on the lookout for locally stronger winds out of these storms. Um, Areas in Iowa City are currently experiencing quarter-sized hail and just under 50-mile-per-hour winds. I expect this warning to likely be extended as this line moves to the east. I'm assuming this was just for, yeah. This was the old special weather statement, so that's not needed right now. As I said, areas in Perry, Compton, Williamsburg, McLuth, and Oskaloosa should be ready for considerable damage as this storm is producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. So make sure you move indoors away from windows. This large area here that is kind of circled here is under a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Kind of looking for possible areas of rotation. You can see the pockets of stronger winds. You know, there. Actually, surprised they haven't issued like a smaller warning for areas here. Um, this line doesn't look as impressive before. Right now, this area up here, it's just a bunch of rain, some thunderstorms possibly. So if you are in this rain, you don't need to worry about that right now. Um, Areas in Conesville, Columbus City, and Nicholas, be ready for a half-dollar sized hail. As the storm moves up, it looks a little more impressive than it did earlier. Under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but be ready for locally stronger winds. Iowa City is finally exiting the severe thunderstorm warning. I believe it'll likely be extended out, if not a special weather statement. Um, this will, yeah, this will likely be allowed to expire here. This area though, half-inch hail, so damage to vegetation is a possibility out of those storms. There's that other severe thunderstorm warning I was talking about. Um, Thank you to everyone who's joining in. Make sure you share the stream, subscribe, and like. It will be greatly appreciated. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning heading into McLuth, Oskaloosa, Williamstown, Perry, Lecompton, and Midland. Be ready for 70-mile-per-hour winds. This can cause considerable damage if you are in a outhouse or if you are outdoors in general. I suggest moving indoors to an interior room or basement, as this can cause considerable damage. This hail and wind combined could possibly shatter windows, cause damage to roof, siding, and trees. So make sure you are indoors away from windows. Winchester is currently getting 60-mile-per-hour winds and 3/4 inch hail. Leavenworth, Easton, Kickapoo, Fort Leavenworth, just got issued under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's for this line as it kind of extends out to the east here, as it kind of scathes across, for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and just under 1 inch hail. This big warning here that you see here that I just highlighted, this huge warning here for everyone within here has a possibility for a quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So make sure you're on the lookout, make sure you're not outdoors, and move to an interior room. Welcome, welcome, Utah. As I said, as this line moves out, they might issue a new warning or special weather statement. Areas here moving into Columbus City, Collinsville, Nicholas have quarter-sized hail on their way and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but as I have said, beware for locally stronger winds. As I said, they let that warning expire up there, or they let that special weather statement expire. Areas here have half-inch hail, so be ready for possible minor vegetation damage. Alright. There's still a considerable threat for McLouth, Oskaloosa, Lecompton, Williamstown, and Midland. So beware for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That can cause considerable damage, so make sure you are preferably in an interior room or basement, or at least away from windows. As I said earlier, I believe these became outflow dominant. Yeah, all these storms down here, they looked better earlier, but you see that kind of line of reflectivity in front of the storms here that kind of shows that they're likely outflow dominant. So I'm not worried about these storms down here as they are likely losing strength for anything that they had at least. So yeah, anyone within this warning, it's causing considerable damage. So make sure you are indoors and away from windows, preferably on the lowest floor or your interior room. Areas in Leavenworth, Kickapoo, Easton, Weston, and anywhere far and in between. You have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts incoming as this line scoots across your area as it moves off to the east. This huge warning here has 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail, so be on the lookout. Make sure you are indoors. You do not want to be outside during that. Do not try and collect hail during the middle of the hailstorm. I see a lot of people do that. I've been known to do it too. I know. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning for areas of Iowa City, probably near West Branch there for quarter-sized hail and 60 mile for under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that's same for here. So be on the lookout for locally stronger winds. All right, they did up this severe thunderstorm warning to considerable. So this huge warning here. So Edgerton, Ridgely, Trimble, Plattsburgh, Stewartville, Maysville, Weatherby, Clarksdale, anyone in there is under a warning, a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts as we speak. So this will cause considerable damage to trees, homes, and vegetation. So as that suggests you move indoors away from windows, preferably in an interior room or basement, as you do not want to be in the living room during this storm, as it is dangerous. Yeah, so you can see these pockets of stronger wind gusts here as it moves off to the east. A like, subscribe, and sharing the stream would be greatly appreciated. Thank you to everyone who has joined and watched this live. Alright. Is there anything you guys would like me to specifically go over? Real quick, let's go over the threat today. So this area, spanning all the way through here, has a marginal risk of severe weather. All areas were less than 2% chance for tornadoes, but there is still a very small, slim chance of a tornado. Less likely now. We had a 5% chance for damaging winds and a 5% chance for hail. And what that means is it's a 5% chance within 25 miles of any given point. So you take like here, extend out 25 miles, and there's a 5% chance for it within that area. So they could have possibly gone with a slight risk today. They were talking about it, but the lack of uncertainty or the lack of certainty on the storm coverage and possibility of severe weather was too low for them to do that. So coming back here, are you still here, Utah? Areas of McLuth, people in Perry are currently experiencing the storm. People in Williamstown, McLuth, and Midland are going to be entering the storm soon as it moves off to the east, causing considerable damage. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And these are more populated areas, sadly. So we do have the unfortunate problem there, especially here, because everyone within this warning, everyone in front of these storms, Maysville, Weatherby, Amity, Plattsburgh, Edgerton, Ridgely, and Camden Point have the possibility for considerable damage, as there is severe thunderstorm warnings with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail moving into your area. And they issued a big warning, so they're pretty confident on this one. I think the threats mostly moved out of Iowa City here, but still under a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail. And that is the same for this severe thunderstorm warning down here. There is also a threat of under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Let me see what they say here. Yeah, so this storm is moving very fast, by the way. They issued a large special weather statement. It's kind of hard to see, so I'll outline it. So this huge area here is under a special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So beware of that, as the storm will move off like that. So any areas here do have the possibility for 50-mile-per-hour winds. And I believe it was penny-sized hail. Yep, penny-sized hail. There was a 43-mile-per-hour gust reported at in Iowa City there. So these storms will continue to move off. More importantly, down here, McLuth is about to be impacted by severe thunderstorm with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so be prepared for considerable damage. Move indoors away from windows and on an interior room. People that are, so anyone in front of the storm in this area here, be ready for the possibility of considerable damage as the storm is producing quarter-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts as it moves off to the east. St. Joseph, you are now exiting the storm, so there's less to worry about. Areas in Fort Leavenworth, West Platte, Weston, and Kickapoo, you will be experiencing severe thunderstorms with quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as they move into your area. Up here, areas in this line here will continue to experience quarter-sized hail, and especially more down here, and likely under 50-mile-per-hour winds, with the possibility of locally stronger winds. This huge area of a weather statement here has a possibility for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so beware of that. This special weather statement will likely be allowed to expire. So my main focus is going to be on this line of storms down here. This line down here has turned outflow dominant. You can tell based on the radar from the reflectivity pushing out in front of it. That kind of shows you where the winds are pushing out in front of the storm, making it outflow dominant. So those storms I'm not worried about intensifying. These storms are still kicking it though as they move off to the east, producing upwards of 70-mile-per-hour winds in certain areas. They did cut down that warning for over here, since now that the storms are more in there. This warning will be allowed to expire. For Winchester, you are now out of these storms and don't have to worry about any more storms tonight. McLuth is now entering the likelihood of 70-mile-per-hour winds, causing considerable damage. Move indoors away from windows. If you're in the stream, it would be greatly appreciated if you like, subscribe, and share the stream. As I said, this special weather statement up here will be allowed to expire. Like I said, I'm mostly concerned about this line, this group of storms right here, for damaging wind gusts as they continue to move off to the east here. I will say, it does look a little more messy. Earlier, it had a more defined, like, bow on it. It's kind of more falling apart now, but I am watching for the possibility of any QLCS tornadoes. They are very unlikely today, but they are still a possibility. This warning over here in Winchester will be allowed to expire as the storm has moved out of your area. They're probably going to issue another special weather statement for areas here. I do not believe it'll be a severe thunderstorm warning. I believe it'll likely be a special weather statement for areas here. That one will be expiring soon. These storms are moving at 45 miles per hour. So just to give you an idea, as storms are moving at an angle like that, for example, people in Plattsburgh, it's moving at 45 miles per hour. People in Plattsburgh have about 20 minutes for this area down here to prepare for those. So be ready for that. Moving at 50 miles per hour. Alright. And as these bow out a little more, they will start to push more east than northeast as the storms get more pushed by their winds. You can see the wind's more evident on radar now. We do have a special weather statement issued down here for Madison, Hamilton, and Virgil for 45 to 55 mile per hour winds. I just gotta look at something real quick. Alright. 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 I wonder if they're gonna, yeah, I was just about to say, I wonder if they're gonna up this warning. Alright, so areas in Leavenworth, Fort Leavenworth, West Platte, you now are under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. So this can cause considerable damage, so I suggest you move indoors away from windows and move preferably to an interior room or basement for that matter. This warning will likely be extended out more toward, yeah. So, areas out here in front of these storms, beware tonight as they continue to expand off to the east and are currently producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. As we get later into the evening, these storms are expected to taper off, though. It's just a matter of when. But areas still in front of these storms here. So anyone in front of this line I'm drawing, specifically more down here, have the possibility of 70-mile-per-hour winds causing considerable damage. New severe thunderstorm warning issued up here for Apollo, Grandview, Eliza, Millersburg, and New Boston for quarter-sized hail and just under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts with the possibility of locally stronger winds. Areas in the special weather statement have the possibility for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. I don't know exactly how much longer I'll be streaming for. Kind of seeing what these considerable severe thunderstorms do. Sorry about that. Press the button on accident. I expect a new severe thunderstorm warning to be issued soon, as these storms are getting do look pretty bad here. Yeah, I expect a new severe thunderstorm warning to be issued for areas, probably Lansing, Fairleigh, Farley, Platte City, and possibly extending out towards Kansas City here. All the other ones expired. Let's see how this storm has evolved. That one has looked better over time. There is a Madison. Be on the lookout for 45 to 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Possibly locally up to 60. The most concerning looking storms would be these to the east of Platte City and Lansing. I'd say those are the ones that look the most concerning tonight. Yeah. These areas down here definitely look the most concerning. As I said, I expect a new severe thunderstorm warning to be issued out for those areas there. Or maybe those areas there. But I expect a severe thunderstorm warning at least in front of this line. Storms here, as I believe they look the most concerning. These up here still warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So, Both of these severe thunderstorms can cause considerable damage to trees, homes, buildings, and any structures. So beware of that. Quarter-sized hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Move away from windows, preferably to an interior room or basement for these storms, as you do not want to be in the living room for these storms. All right, there it is. Um, big, big, considerable severe thunderstorm warning issued. Oh, sorry, drew that one wrong. Huge, considerable severe thunderstorm warning issued for these areas in this outline here for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So that is a considerable threat of severe weather. This can cause considerable damage, meaning damage to homes, damage to home structures, outdoor places. Sorry, I was trying to talk to someone. Alright, so now we are getting into a really populated area here. Um, so anyone within this warning box here. So that means uh, Edwardsville, Shawnee, Kansas City, North Kansas City, Smithville, Kearney, Plattsburgh, Lawson, anyone, Missouri City, anyone within this here has the possibility for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. This is a considerable threat. Um, your best opportunity is to get indoors, away from windows, preferably in an interior room or basement, as you do not want to be in the living room for these storms. You do not want to be outside or driving for these storms. So I highly suggest those in Kansas City, anywhere around Smithville, Plattsburgh, I highly suggest you move indoors and into an interior room or basement. We do have a special weather statement for Osceola, Osceola, Osceola. That's it. Hazard for half-inch hail. So minor damage to vegetation is possible. Quarter-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible with this severe thunderstorm here for Petersville, Mannon, New Boston, Eliza, and more. We will see what they do with this severe thunderstorm warning as there's 5 minutes left on the timer here. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're gonna see what they do with this severe thunderstorm warning. I don't plan on streaming too much longer. I didn't even plan on streaming today, and it went a lot longer than I expected it to. Um, but these storms did end up turning considerable, so I do feel the need to continue to stick around for that. These storms do seem to be blowing out a little more, so that wind threat may be increasing, but the hail threat is likely decreasing on those storms. This storm will expire in 4 minutes. We will see what they issue on that one. Tired. Thank God tomorrow's Friday, though. I'm happy. Alright. So this considerable severe storm here, see it outlined here, starting to move into the Lansing area. And real quick, before I continue with what I was saying there, they did extend this warning here and made it even bigger. So now we have two huge, considerable severe thunderstorm warnings here. So areas in Gallatin, Hamilton, Cameron, Winston, Coffee, McFall, Gilman City, and then everyone down here, Kansas City, are under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So you're looking at 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That can cause considerable damage to homes, trees, and outhouses. It could also cause damage to other things that aren't strapped down. Alright. Sorry about that. I'm trying to multitask here. I'm a one-man show, so it's not always easy to multitask these things. They did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning up here for DeWitt, Grand Mound, Eldridge, Dixon, New Liberty, and other areas for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 3/4 inch hail. Same for these areas down here. Waiting for this one to expire. Won't look as so messy, but that one's gonna expire, and so is that one. So we're gonna be left with two big. So these are the active warnings right now. These are the ones we want to be watching for. It's that one and that one. So what I just outlined here are the severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently needed. This one back here and this one back here and the one in there is not needed. So areas in the blue outline that I just did have the possibility for considerable damage as these storms will be producing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So make sure you are well aware. Alright, there we go. That looks a lot better. New severe thunderstorm warning issued here for just south of Des Moines for quarter-sized hail and just under 50-mile-per-hour winds. Thank you to everyone who has tuned into this live stream. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the live, as that will be greatly appreciated. And it'll help warn other people of what is going on. I'm just checking for any. I won't be able to be doing this for much longer. I'm trying to go as long as possible. Trying to go as long as possible. Without running out of time here. Um, kind of trying to wait for these severe thunderstorms, the considerable ones at least, to expire, but it's looking like that's not gonna be happening anytime soon. Just give me a second. I will be right back. All right. Hello, hello. I am back. Had to use the bathroom. All right, we have a couple different warnings going on here. We're gonna start down here and move up the list. Down here we have a special weather statement for 45 to 55 mile per hour winds. For here we have a special weather statement for 50 to 55 mile per hour winds. So, um, areas here have the possibility for just barely sub-severe thunderstorm winds, damaging winds. Um, all the areas here to the east of this line have the possibility of 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Quarter-sized hails, so make sure you are on the lookout for those. Move to an interior room, preferably the basement if you have one. But move to an interior room and stay away from windows and do not go outside. These storms are currently moving at 45 miles per hour. So I can kind of give you an idea because they're moving at kind of this angle here. Oops, wrong one. So 45. Um, that shows that it could be entering Kansas City in 12 minutes to this part, or down here. Um, but based on velocity, I mean, this whole storm does have pretty bad winds. Oops. This area up here doesn't look as healthy. But this is also moving off to the east, causing 70 mile per hour winds, which is still considerable. And this line still has pretty good pockets of stronger winds. Alright. Let's continue to move up the list here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning up here for this line, causing quarter-sized hail and just under 50 mile per hour winds. Watch out for locally stronger winds here. Areas in front of this line over here, quarter-sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts for Eliza, Piersville, Mannon, Buffalo Prairie, and Edgington. Um, areas here within this huge severe thunderstorm warning have the possibility for it's well, if we're talking about these, I'll show you all the different lines real quick. They're well, right now they're kind of moving. They're moving basically directly east, but they're moving just a little bit to the north, as you can see. Like they don't have a fully east component to it. I could show you this area down here. Yeah, no problem. Um, so like for example, down here, you can get a better example here. You can see that like instead of it moving like that, it's moving a little more to the north. I mean, a little more to the northeast, but mostly east. Is there an area specifically that you're looking for that you are worried about impacts, or are you just wondering the direction that it's moving? Because I can try and answer that question if you'd like. Yeah, is there any area that you're specifically, like any town name? Yeah, let me check that for you. Sorry, I was doing something. If I remember correctly, you're talking about this area up here. Um, yeah, so if you are talking about like the Davenport area up here, which is what I believe you're talking about. Um, yeah, so if I check velocity here, you guys do have, I know you have the special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Um, I think if this line comes together a little better, um, as it was earlier, I know some of the winds that are coming out of the severe thunderstorm warning are taking more of a northern turn towards Davenport. So if you are in Davenport, I suggest you prepare for the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail and hope for the best, if you know what I mean. So if you do experience that, you don't necessarily want to be, you know, in the living room, I guess. Um, But either way, just make sure you are indoors. Don't be wandering outside, picking up hail or something. I've been known to do that. Not saying you would, but I've been known to do it. So, um, but yeah, so prepare for the possibility of severe warned winds. But right now, it looks like you'll likely be below that. But just be careful for the possibility, as you are surrounded by severe thunderstorm warnings. I'll let you know if a warning gets issued, though. Platte City, you are almost exiting this warning finally. Yep, no problem. Um, this line of storms doesn't look as impressive and put together as it did earlier, but still expecting strong winds of up to 70 miles per hour continue to move off to the east for both areas um to the east of these of this line of storms areas to the east. I still expect the possibility of 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts causing possibly considerable damage. Um this warning up here still producing quarter-sized hail, just under 50 mile per hour wind gusts. It's kind of hard to tell on radar on velocity right now. Yeah, so just be ready for that. Still have special weather statements down here for 45 to 55 and 55 to 50 to 55 mile per hour winds. Um, down here for Burlington. So be ready for that as they are just barely below severe limits. All right. Just kind of look waiting for the next thing. Oh, just a quick side update here. Um, this is now the second most damaging hurricane season. I know that's kind of random, but this is one of the this is the, we are now in the second most damaging hurricane season ever recorded in the Atlantic. So I found that pretty interesting. I think the estimation is like $190 billion in damages. But the number one damages is the 2017 hurricane season with $270 billion. So we still got a ways to go yet. I guess I could quickly talk about that real quick since we are on the topic. Um, over the next couple days here, or not couple days, probably around like day 7 to 10. I'd be on the lookout for the possibility of tropical systems developing in the Caribbean here. A lot of models are hinting at the fact that there might be some development here, so we'll have to continue to watch that. Category 5 Hurricane Christy over here was originally the other day, last week, was hold on, I drew that wrong. Was originally Hurricane Tropical Storm Nadine, jumped the Pacific, and now it's tracked all the way over there. And it's now Category 5. It kind of is like what Milton did. Waiting to see if they issue anything on Davenport up there. Areas up here still under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for both areas here. Although I'm not too sure how bad this northern side up here is, as it is starting to get pretty messy. This line down here still looks pretty bad though. Either way, anyone within these warnings should heed them and move indoors and preferably stay away from windows. Alright, yeah, so Edgington, Buffalo Prairie, Millsburg, and Joy You still have quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts heading towards you. Thanks to anyone that has joined the stream. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the stream as it helps get the word out to other people. Sorry about that. Areas in Davenport. I'm talking about this because this is a more populated area, and someone in chat was out of there. We are looking at the possibility for possible stronger winds. Otherwise, cloud to ground lightning strikes and torrential rainfall is possible as the storms move in here. Alright, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Down here for Burlington, New Strawn, Harris, and Westphalia for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. Alright. Kearney, Lawson, Mosby, Missouri City, Kansas City. The storm is moving into your area, causing considerable damage, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and quarter-sized hail, based on the latest severe thunderstorm warning. They are cutting down this warning. Waiting to see what they issue. I think they'll issue a special weather statement for Davenport. But waiting for that. As I was just saying, as I kind of expected, they did downgrade this to a normal severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts for Kidder, Hamilton, New York, Kingston, Breckenridge, and Jamesport. They did downgrade it to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is still a dangerous storm, so continue to take the same warnings here. We still have 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail on this severe wind storm down here. I will be ending this live stream soon. I'm trying to see what they do in Davenport here. But these storms are starting to decrease in strength. So I'm becoming less worried about them, except there are a couple random storms like here and here that have been increasing in strength. Very big special weather statement issued for Wisconsin. Interesting. For the next hour and 25 minutes. Wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour. So Wisconsin is trying to get in on the action. Sorry, I'm multitasking again, or trying to. Yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is wait to see what they do with this warning here as it gets close to expiring, and then what they do in Davenport, and then we are gonna be ending this live stream. So didn't think I was gonna be talking about Wisconsin today, but any areas in Wisconsin today. Um, for Viroka, Vi Viroka. You'd think I'd be able to pronounce cities in my own state. Jesus Christ. Um, La Crosse and Norway, Clifton, New Lisbon, all these areas here have the possibility for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and these were observed. So we'll be on the lookout for that. All right. Davenport going to be getting in on the action soon as the storm rolls in, producing at least heavy rain and cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, and possibly some gustier winds, as there's a special weather statement here for wind gusts of 50 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. Well, you can see that wind very clearly on velocity. It's kind of hard to look at these storms here as it's right on top of the radar. Alright, as I said, we're gonna wait to see what they do with this severe thunderstorm warning, and then end the stream. So we'll see what they do with that warning. And there won't be much more to look at here, and I do have to get going, so. Which area? The area by Davenport? Or here? Over here. 5 minutes. If you're talking about this area. If not, if you're talking about the one up here, it's also 5 minutes, and this one's 20. If you're talking about that. Let me know if I talked about the one that you were talking about. Alright, the 5 minute one. Alright. Virginia. Yeah. Um, Virginia is not expecting any bad weather today. Yeah, they're not expecting any bad weather in Virginia today, as you can see. Nor tomorrow, I don't believe. I think tomorrow's just a thunderstorm risk. Yep. All right. Yeah, Davenport. By the looks of it, I believe you'll just be getting heavy rain and lightning and thunder. It doesn't look like there's gonna be any strong winds on it. I think that's gonna be too far to the south of you, I believe. The problem is radar is right there, so there's kind of I can't. I'm having a hard time seeing the Davenport area. All right. All right. So I'm gonna quickly go over all the warnings before I head out. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for the Westphalia area and Harris and Aliceville, and it's currently heading through Burlington for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. They did issue a new warning, new severe thunderstorm warning, for the area of Kansas City, Blue Springs, Oak Grove, Buckner, Richmond, Rayville, Cowgill, and more for still a considerable threat of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. I would love to stick around until the warning ends in 45 minutes, but I will not be able to do that. Um, but areas within this blue polygon that I just made, that's the new warning. So this new warning is for people that will be are currently experiencing or will experience 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That can cause considerable damage, so make sure you are not indoors, preferably away from windows in an interior room or basement. Areas up here still have a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust threat with quarter-sized hail. Heading into Hamilton, Breckenridge, and Lock Springs, this warning will probably be expanded soon. The warning was allowed to expire for the southern area down here. They might issue something new. The special weather statement was also allowed to expire, so you in Davenport will likely just see heavy rain. Occasional, maybe some like very small hail or gusty winds, but nothing, too bad. Well, let's see here. The recent frame definitely looks better. But I think you'll get occasional some gustier winds, nothing like severe, but gustier winds, smaller hail, likely. Areas up here are still under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. And here, 1/4 inch hail and under 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts for areas in this polygon, with possible stronger isolated gusts. Wisconsin wants to get in on it with 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts observed. Burlington heading into Westphalia and Harris have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 3/4 inch hail. Alright, is there any other questions that I can get from anyone else? Otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe. But is there any other questions? Otherwise, I will be ending this live. No problem. Thank you for joining. Um, um, I don't know when the next time I will be streaming, as there is no current risk forecasted, but it does look like sometime mid next week there'll be another trough ejection, which could lead to multi-day severe weather across the U.S. So I would say mid next week will probably be the next possible time that I'd be streaming, maybe sometime like Thursday or something. I will let you know I will continue to post forecast videos up on my channel. My Twitter is in my YouTube bio. I didn't put it in the bio of this stream because I forgot, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you can look at my bio. You'll see it there. Um, so yeah, so anyone in Kansas City and anywhere to the east of this line, you can experience 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Up here, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Um, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts up here, just north of Davenport. And 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Burlington, heading into these areas here. So I will be ending the stream here. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Make sure you like and subscribe. I will be uploading a forecast video tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be my Halloween forecast. So it'll be an exclusive video specifically for a Halloween forecast. So thank you guys for joining this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I make it somewhat interesting at least. Um, we almost hit the 2-hour mark today, so happy about that. Thank you for everyone joining in. Anyone in warnings tonight, continue to heed what the warning says and listen to what it says. If it tells you to get indoors, get indoors. Don't be dumb. Don't go run out in these storms and stuff. So, thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.